Hello friends, it's Kristine Vicenti from Queen City Stamp Art, and I'm here tonight to share a card that I made using the beautiful Friendship stamp set. So we're going to recreate this card, and I'm going to show you how you can use a sentiment strip to create a focal point on a card. So let's get started. So for today's card, as I said, I'm featuring images used from the beautiful Friendship stamp set. So we're going to use the roses and some of the leaves and this very big congratulations and best wishes sentiment to make our card tonight. And the colors I'm using are also from Stampin' Up. They are Melon Mambo, Smoky Slate, and Old Olive. So we're going to start with the sentiment strip. So I have this already on the block, and I thought I would use Smoky Slate to stamp the sentiment piece. So we're just going to ink up the stamp here and stamp this right in the center of the strip. Great. Then what we're going to do is we're going to use some tear and tape to glue this piece to the glimmer paper, because the glimmer paper, regular adhesive doesn't stick as well to it. You need a special strong adhesive. So I'm going to put some of this tear and tape on here, and this adhesive is more likely to stick fully. So we're just gonna use a little piece here. The sentiment strip is about 1 inch by 5.5 inches. And then the piece of glimmer paper is like 1.25 inches, or maybe not even, like 1 1/8 by 5.5. And the reason it's so long is because what we're gonna do is we're gonna stamp the flowers on this panel, and then we're going to lay this at a diagonal. So I wanted to make sure it was long enough to go across the whole piece. So we'll set this aside for now, and we'll work on the flower images. Now, when I stamp florals in this way, I like to stamp the first images pretty full on, and get everything in on the panel that I'm stamping, like this. That. And then for the second image, I'm going to offset it some. I don't want it to be exactly the mirror image, because I think it adds some interest to place it a little bit off of the paper. So I think what we'll do is we'll offset it a bit like this. Like that. That's good. Then what we're going to do is fill in a little bit with leaves. So let's see where this lays. Sometimes you have to lay your sentiment panel down just to see where these are going to look best, and then just kind of move them out of the way. I want to make sure that the bottoms of the stems don't stick out and leave a funny little space. And then I'm using these little leaves just to add a little bit more visual interest up here. There we go. That looks good. So now what we're going to do is just take our regular glue adhesive, which I'm not sure where mine is. Oops. Oh, that wasn't good. Okay, so I'm going to take some more tear and tape, and I'm going to glue this to the panel, because I don't have my regular glue with me right now. I must have left it in the other room. I was crafting in front of the TV last night, and I must not have brought it back in. So I'm just going to kind of angle this across the front of the card. And then I'm going to flip this over and take my scissors and just trim it off so it's flush with the edge of the panel. Just like that. And then I'm going to take it, I'm going to glue it to the base panel as well. There's plenty of adhesive to stick this down good. I like to buffer it with my finger to make sure, or burnish it with my finger to make sure that I can get the tape off. and not pull up the adhesive. You just burnish it a little bit with your finger. You should be able to get it up. I do prefer the wet glue to this, but this is a good strong adhesive and it will work in a pinch, since I completely forgot to get all my supplies ready before I started filming. I'm still new at this video thing, but if some of you are watching, then I must be doing okay. Let's see. Okay, and then I'm just going to stick this onto the front of the Melon Mambo base card that I cut. And there we go. So of course I need to add some sparkles because that's me. And so I have these little rhinestone gems. These are the basic gems in rhinestone. And I'm just going to put a couple, put 3 on. I'll probably do 2 up here. I like these because they help draw the eye. I like to do them in a little triangular pattern. I think that looks so pretty. Even with the glimmer on here, I think the added sparkle of those little dots are really pretty in real life. So that's it for my card today. Thanks so much for sticking with me. And all the supplies to make this card can be found at queencitystampart.com. You can click on the shop link or the shop tab on my website, and it'll bring you to my Stampin' Up, a link to my Stampin' Up store. Stampin' Up right now, currently, today is June 27th, they posted a whole pile of stamp sets in the clearance rack. Most of them are holiday stamp sets, but they've really filled up the clearance rack, and so it's worth taking a look, especially if you like to make your own Christmas cards, or you're thinking about it. You may as well get a stamp set on clearance and give it a try. It's never too early to start working on Christmas cards or Christmas tags. So I thought I would let you guys know about that. And that's it for now. So thanks again for popping in, and I'll see you next time.